questions for DJ. Brett, go ahead.
DJ, why was it so difficult to get the ball inside today? Was it something they were doing defensively, or did you guys just were not patient to try to get it in there enough?
To be honest, I think we weren't patient enough, and it wasn't. We just didn't react to the defense the right way. That's really all I can say right now.
Why do you think that happened?
I'm honestly not sure right now. I'm gonna look into it when I get home and try to figure out what went wrong. But right now, I just felt like it was just a disappointment just losing that game. I felt like we were better than that.
Thank you.
Jonas?
Hey, DJ, you just said, you'll look at it and try to figure out what went wrong once you get home. But this game was kind of similar to the Clemson game towards the end. Were some of the same problems kind of popping up, self-destructing problems popping up this game as it was the last game?
Yeah, down the stretch, we just missed important stops. And then we couldn't convert on offense sometimes. And they came down and they were tougher than us. They got to the line 20 times. And Isaiah Wong did a great job of just making great plays for his team. And, unfortunately, it just didn't come out positive for us in the end.
That's a pretty honest assessment to say they were tougher than us. As an older guy, how frustrating is it to make that up?
It is what it is. Sometimes teams come in and they're a little bit more aggressive than you. They came to punch the clock at 12 o'clock today. We didn't. It's just simple as that. It doesn't mean that they're tougher than us, but in this game, yeah, that's what happened.
James, go ahead.
Yeah, DJ, you're a guy who you started games, you come off the bench games throughout your career. Can you just talk about how difficult it is maybe managing if you're starting or coming off the bench? Because obviously you guys run a rotation where you really start different guys each game.
Yeah, to me personally, it's not a challenge or anything. Like, I'm used to coming off the bench. I'm used to starting. I can adapt. That's never a problem for me. I just try to focus on the game and contribute when I get in there.
C. Gibson.
Yeah, DJ, that was a team that was missing two of their best players. Was it kind of easy to overlook those guys? Do you feel like you might have overlooked those guys coming into this game possibly?
No, I'm very well aware of what Chris can do. I've been playing against him since high school, and seeing Cam Gusty play last year, I remember him playing. But we didn't overlook anybody. We knew what Isaiah can do. He came in last year and had some great minutes for his team when they had injuries, and we went over film a lot following this game. So, like I said, I just got to figure out what went wrong, and I have some answers later.
Brett?
DJ, you guys have had problems in the second half in these ACC games. Is there any contributing factor? I mean, is there some kind of similarity between all these, or is it something different every time?
To be honest with you, the best answer I can give you is just mental lapses. Sometimes even me, I forget plays, or we may go too fast, or not have the right patience, or miss an assignment. I blew an assignment in the corner, and Cross hit an important three for their team. And, just stuff like that. It just is a game of possessions. So you mess up on one possession, it may hurt you in the end when you don't have that extra possession to make it up.
All right, it looks like that's it. Thank you, DJ.
All right, have a nice day.
Hi, Coach. We'll go ahead and start with an opening statement and then open it up to questions.
Well, I didn't think we played well. Obviously, the obvious thing is that offensively, it's not a good formula for my teams when you don't score 60 points and obviously have a chance to win the game. For whatever reason, I didn't think we were clicking offensively. Give Miami's defense, maybe give those guys some credit for the way we didn't play on the offensive end. We've got to get better. This is one of those games where, usually we play a little bit better on the offensive end, but we just couldn't get going. And very seldom does it happen with us in two different halves. But, typically we could find it in the second half, but we did not have it today.
All right, questions for Coach Keith? James, go ahead.
Hey, Kevin. I think this might have been your first game since November where you had your 9 expected guys in the rotation that you talked about back in fall camp. Is that still something you're trying to work out, the rotation with that group, just getting everybody back healthy and back involved?
Well, it's not so much a rotation. We have them all physically ready to play, meaning that they're cleared to play, but everybody is not ready to play. As you know, Braxton is still with his ankle. We still have some guys who haven't got back in great shape. That being said, I like where we can go once we get everybody back, everybody healthy, and everybody back on the right. Obviously playing good basketball. We just did not have it today, and I can't explain it. We got to figure it out. We got to flush it out of our system. We got to, take a day off and try to get better and figure out how to play our next game.
Thank you, Kevin.
Brett?
Kevin, you guys held them scoreless for 7.5 minutes and scored 11 straight points there and kind of turned things around on the defensive end, and then they outscored you 14-5 to finish the game. Did you guys take your foot off the accelerator a little bit, or what changed after that run of 7.5 minutes there?
The crazy thing about it is, Brett, you said it, we scored 11 points and we still didn't reach 60. We just, like I said, I'll go back, and I know I'll sound like a broken record. This was one of those games where offensively we could not get going at all, even though we had some runs and some stretches, but we couldn't sustain for the entire period of time. And, it's a little disappointing the way we played on the offensive end. I think a lot of times with teams, a lot of other areas will suffer when you're not scoring the basketball, and I thought our energy level was really low.
Was it a matter of settling for perimeter shots too much, or was it something that Miami was taking away the inside game?
No, I don't think any of our main guys played good basketball today. I thought they were all just okay. And we didn't even have, that one guy that played well. When you look at the stat sheet, of course DJ had 14 and Thomas had 14 and then DJ had 12. It looks like Devin had 11, but I didn't think any of those guys played great.
Jonas?
Coach, DJ said the similarity between this game and the Clemson game late in the game were some mental lapses. You said you would hope from the Clemson game the guys would learn from it. It's kind of frustrating to see some of those same mistakes pop up for the second straight game.
Yeah, I don't compare this one quite like the Clemson game. I think they were totally different games because in the Clemson game, I thought both teams were really scoring the basketball. Obviously, we made some turnovers. My biggest thing for us today, Jonas, is that, man, we couldn't get going. I couldn't get a hot hand. I couldn't get anybody. Thomas made some, a couple of threes for us, but, I didn't, it's a tough game when Manny's not playing well and Devin's not playing well, and I thought DJ was just okay. And so we didn't get any of our seniors who played well to lead our younger guys. And when that happens, it's not a great formula to win the game.
And DJ added, he said he felt like Miami was just tougher than us today. That's a pretty honest assessment. But when you hear players make that out loud, is it accurate? Would you say you agree with that?
Yeah, I'm not going to say they were tougher. I thought they made the tougher plays down the stretch. I thought they made some good. When you look at it, we get a good stop on a jump shot. We give up a block out for a tip in. Those type of things. Just the stuff that the things that we needed to do to win the game. And once again, if my team scores the basketball, it's probably a different outcome. But certainly we didn't do that.
Justin?
Coach, this is the second straight game where you guys commit 16 turnovers. And tonight, I think 8 different guys had at least one turnover. Do you think as of recently, the turnover situation on offense has been more mental, or has it been something else?
Yeah, Justin, that's something that we have to figure out. We have lost the turnover battle, which is tough because we typically don't lose that. When you look at us tonight, we had 11 assists and 16 turnovers. We've got to get in practice and really work on ball security. That was some of the things that we concentrated on the last couple of days. That's what we talked about going into the game. And you're right, it's so many guys that's doing it that we all have to do a better job in that area.
And 12 of those turnovers were in the first half. I know DJ mentioned in his availability that Miami punched in the clock at 12 noon, and he didn't feel like this team did. Did you kind of share those thoughts in the first half? Did you see a lack of urgency?
No, I don't think it's a lack of urgency. What we talked about is that 12 noon games are tough games. And the team that walks in that's really ready to play, And I think every team's prepared to play, but whoever can find the most energy at the beginning of the game is typically a team that's going to win the game. Not that we didn't have energy, we just couldn't find the rim offensively. I don't know what it was. And like I said, I'll go back and say this: Miami won the game. Give them a lot of credit. They're a team who have lost several games at the buzzer. Could very well, have a winning record in our league, and surely they find a way to win. They found a way to win today, and we found a way to lose. And so we got to figure out how to correct that, and we got to get back to winning the turnover battle. And that's the things that we got to get better at.
James?
Yeah, Kevin, you mentioned Thomas's shooting a minute ago. He was 4 or 5 from 3 today. I think he was shooting 41% coming into the game. But he was only taking 3 attempts, I believe. Is he someone you want to maybe get more opportunity shooting the ball going forward?
Yeah, James, he and I have had long conversations. He's got a green light, but at times he won't take a shot. And that's just the personality that he has. He's getting the opportunity. We need him to score the basketball, especially when he gets great looks. And, we talked about that, obviously going into this game. Obviously I want him to look for a shot, but he's a weapon that we want to explore, but I want him to take more shots behind the three-point line.
Thanks.
All right. That looks like that was our last one. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys. Have a blessed day.